Did you know that a huge portion of the financial district has sunken ship vessels buried beneath the huge buildings and concrete? During the gold rush in 1849 and 1850, many people wanted to get in on the action and found that the fastest way to get to San Francisco was by ship. At one point, there was over 500 ship vessels docked in Yerba Buena Cove. Not many San Franciscans, or people for that matter, know about these ships, which is a shame because it is a big part of the rich history San Francisco holds. When you're walking in the financial district, you may come across this plaque located at the northwest corner of Clay and Sansom Street. The ship Niantic brought fortune seekers to San Francisco from Connecticut. In 1978, the land was excavated because a skyscraper was set to be built, and that's when the remains of the Niantic were discovered. Although many of these ships will rest forever underneath the financial district, one recovered ship named the Arkansas is used to this day as a restaurant. The timbers of the Arkansas, also known as the Old Ship, were uncovered during a deconstruction on the north side of Pacific Street between Battery and Front. By 1855, landfill had locked the ship in place and a sailor's rooming house had been constructed on its deck. The Old Ship Saloon is located at 298 Pacific Avenue in San Francisco.
Wake me up in San Francisco, that's the place where I belong. Open my eyes and then start talking. We'll preach to the choir before dawn. When the fog rolls over the ocean, we'll catch a cab to a North Beach bar. Wake me up in San Francisco, that's the place where I belong. Open my eyes and then start talking. We'll preach to the choir before dawn.
Did you know that Chinatown was once filled with copious amounts of crime, prostitution, and illegal drugs? San Francisco's Chinatown is the largest Chinatown outside of Asia as well as the oldest in North America. Many people come from all over the world to visit San Francisco's Chinatown every day, excited to get their trinkets and knickknacks from all the fun shops that line Grant Avenue. What all these tourists and many residents of San Francisco don't realize is that there is so much more than what meets the eye. A few steps closer into the heart of Chinatown, you can get a more authentic look at this unique community. Waverly Place is a colorful little alleyway located between Sacramento and Washington Street. What everyone doesn't realize while walking through this quiet street is that in 1931, during a conflict between two very powerful gangsters, 7 were shot and injured, and 1 man was left to die in the street on Waverly Place. Old St. Mary's Church is located at 660 California Street in San Francisco. The first Chinese immigrants, 2 men and 1 woman, arrived in San Francisco in 1848. St. Mary's Church is the first Asian church in North America. The purpose of St. Mary's Church was to teach the Chinese community about the Catholic faith. It was built by Chinese laborers in 1854 with brick brought from China.
Wake me up in San Francisco, that's the place where I belong. Open my eyes and then start talking. We'll preach to the choir before dawn. When the fog rolls over the ocean, we'll catch a cab to a North Beach bar. Wake me up in San Francisco, that's the place where I belong. Open my eyes and then start talking. We'll preach to the choir before dawn.
Did you know that in 1942, all but 6 Japanese were evacuated from San Francisco and sent to internment camps? The first Japanese came to San Francisco in the early 1860s. Many of the Japanese first settled in the south of Market Street or Chinatown areas. However, after the 1906 earthquake, they relocated to the western addition. The Japanese settled here comfortably for 36 years until President Roosevelt signed an executive order on February 19, 1942, that allowed all military to remove persons of Japanese ancestry from the Pacific coast. Only 2 months later, on April 6, 1942, the evacuation of San Francisco Japanese began. Many of the interned Japanese were taken to the Tan Fran internment camp in San Bruno. Many former residents of San Francisco chose not to return after the forced relocation in World War II. In the fall of 1960, a 3-square block parcel was developed into the Japantown Peace Plaza. The redevelopment of Japantown was complete by 1970 and people began to enjoy it again. The 5-story pagoda located in the Peace Plaza is a dominant architectural structure in Japantown. The block-long pedestrian mall, with its flowering plum and cherry trees and cobbled streets, resembles a mountain village and provides an interesting contrast to the rest of Japantown. Another noticeable site in Japantown is Webster Bridge. It was inspired by a traditional pedestrian walkway over Geary Boulevard.
Wake me up in San Francisco. That's the place where I belong. Open my eyes and then start talking. We'll preach to the choir before dawn. When the fog rolls over the ocean, we'll catch a cab to a North Beach bar.